Hey, you guys. So yeah, I've been reading the news. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Well, they're trying to calm it down now. They want to avoid panic. But if you look back, 2020 and how they stimulated the economy. They started buying bonds, government bonds, corporate bonds. That's how they started injecting money into the economy, and that skyrocketed inflation a year later. Inflation started going up in 2021 and 2022, and now look at it, we can't even bring it down. And now I don't think the inflation data is correct. To be honest with you, I don't know where they're getting the raw data. So there's a lot of things they're not telling us about, and I just something just is weird. And here's another thing. So the Federal Reserve arranged this emergency fund facility, basically inject money to banks, just so they don't go in default. They can afford giving depositors their money and all of that. Well, what's that doing? It's just putting more money, injecting money out of thin air once again, just like 2020. And that's gonna skyrocket the inflation. Inflation's calming down right now, but then what's that gonna do in the next 2 years? Because you're not gonna see the effect take place right after they inject money. That will take 2 years, a year and a half. Takes time. Get away 12, 18 months to see the aftershocks. So that takes time, and we're gonna feel it. Now we're already feeling the inflation that was caused due to the fact they were injecting money in 2020, and we're already seeing it now after a couple years. It took effect after a couple years, right? We saw it in the price of eggs, the price of everything. If you go to do grocery shopping, So this is gonna do the same thing, they're buying bonds that are like 70 cents on a dollar. Say a company has a bond, and it's worth 500 million. And now it's worth, it went down to 250 million because of the yield rate jumped up. And when the yield rate jumps up, the bonds value is going to go down. So now the Fed tells them, oh, I know your bond is worth 500 million and went down to 250 million, right? I'm going to give you 500 million, even though it's worth 250 million. So they're giving him 50 cents on the dollar. They're giving him a dollar when it's worth 50 cents on the dollar. So they're printing money out of thin air, and and they're giving them money for bonds that are less than their current value, just because the bond market, the bond value just dropped down, just because of the yield rate went up. The yield rate jumped up by a lot and so fast that made the bonds go down in value, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of you are aware of that, but that's what happened. And so they're giving them they're buying bonds that are worth 70% of their original value, and they're giving them 100% of that value. And so when you buy something that's 70%, 70 cents, you're buying it at a dollar when it's 70 cents of a dollar. So that's gonna jump up inflation. That's gonna jump it up, and in a couple years you're gonna see everything skyrocket. So my best advice to you right now, and by the way, Bitcoin will go down eventually, but my best advice, the safest haven, safe haven asset would be gold. if you put your money on gold right now, well, wait for the market to crash. Don't just put it now, because the market is unpredictable right now. We're waiting for, Jerome Powell to speak, and, the Fed meeting to see how if he's gonna hike the federal fund rate by 25 basis point or 50 basis point. We haven't seen what he's gonna do, but we'll have to see the effects. That's gonna take a couple of days. And we're gonna see how this will affect the banking crisis. Is it gonna be more contagious? Is it gonna make it worse? So we have to see the effects, and that'll happen in a week or so. So we have to see that, and then this will impact the market, and if he hikes it by, like, say 50 basis point, that's gonna crash the market by I think 50% by April or May. So we have to see, watch the news carefully, and try to revise everything for the next 10 days, and because by the end of this month or beginning of next month, mid-April, we should see the real effects take place in the market. But I predict that the market will crash by 50% before mid-May, and your safe haven asset would be gold. It's gonna go down, but once it goes down, put your money on it, and give it 5 years, and it's gonna go up by a lot. So, because what they're doing right now is the same old crap. They're just injecting money in the economy, the same thing. So, I mean, it's becoming a joke. I don't know if they're just printing money out of thin air just because they know this old system that we had, this monetary system, this monetary policy is on the brink of end, or it's gonna end soon. So because I've been reading stuff that they're trying to convert everything to everything digital. So I've been listening to Nouriel Roubini and Harry Dent and all of that. It's the era of digitalization. So that might be it. They might just find an excuse to get rid of this, change this monetary policy. They basically do something in order to implement another policy. You know how things work. They try and get rid of this old monetary system by causing inflation, and use inflation as an excuse to say, oh, it's time to change to digital dollar now, and the federal digital coin, and they're just gonna simply end this old monetary system that we've been doing for 70 years now. So that might be it. I mean, they just need an excuse. So, and that's a wonderful excuse to tell people, like, oh, it's about to change everything now. We don't want that 250,000 FDIC insurance. It's not working, guys. We're gonna change the whole system, and we're gonna convert to digital dollar, because we can't control inflation anymore and all of that. And we've been printing out of thin air, blah blah blah. So yeah, there you go. That's my update to you. It's not looking good. This bank crisis will become worse. Smaller banks will shut down. It's all about the bigger banks. But I mean, if this gets worse, it might spread to bigger banks. Because we saw what happened to Wells Fargo. They say it was glitches, but I think it was bigger than glitches. You just can't trust this monetary system. Something just keeps telling me You know, because now, you know, you watch, I've been watching, you know, Fox News, CNN. They're saying diversify your money in a lot of banks. So what does that mean to you? That means the system is not working, and they're trying to change. And you want to be safe, yeah, you can diversify your, you know, your money into different banks, but this banking crisis is gonna get much worse. A lot of people are not talking about the debt ceiling right now. There's a lot of distraction going on, but the debt ceiling is a whole nother issue. If our credit rating as a nation goes down, this is really bad. This gonna jump inflation by a lot. Worse than what's happening right now. Printing money out of thin air is a whole different story, but debt ceiling, defaulting on our nation debt, that's much worse than this current inflation environment. So yeah, here's your update. Keep you posted. I'll post more videos. Peace. Bye.